They're crying for energy. And then I had one last week where the voice came out and said, I need energy. And I asked it, I said, what right do you have to, well, first I told it leave, and I called it, in the name of Jesus Christ and whatever else I could think of, leave. And it goes, I'm not leaving. And it said, you didn't ask me about my legality. He said that twice. And I said, okay, what gives you the right to infest this guy? And the voice said one word, pornography.
Okay, that's interesting.
Just like that. But it was begging for energy too after I hit it. But it didn't get rid
of it. Way to try to make this change and kick this negative vibration out that controls, to try to get the information out to the general public that there is another way. And of course, it's very, very cheap because,
compared to psychiatry.
Yeah. A session with one of our practitioners is like $150 on average. And if you're then voice free for $150, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah. So it's not about the money. We don't.
Yeah, it's the same here. I charge 165, so it's not too much more than that.
Yeah.
Where other practitioners are charging a lot more. Like you said, it's not about the money.
Yeah. It's all about kind of trying to help humanity, really. I mean, the way we do things, and my spirit guide Chen says there's no better job on the planet than clearing these negative entities, because the vibration of the planet will come up, and as it comes up, it pushes them off. So, the whole dictate in the way that we're working with these discarnate spiritual entities that are here in a positive way to try to make this change and kick this negative vibration out that controls all of our society, finance, politics. So removing these entities from this planet is...
So where do you think they go after you get rid of them?
Well, what Chen's basically said is they go to different vibrational frequencies, basically. So they take them off this elective frequency, planet Earth, that we would call it, and they move them onto a very low vibrating place. So effectively, they're moved into a different dimensional frequency, but they can't come back here, which is the key thing.
Now, have you noticed that they have echelons, rank?
They seem to do. Yep, they definitely do. So we kind of grade these entities that we see, or the spirit guides will grade them type 1, type 2, type 3. So for us, a type 1 is a gargoyle type entity that seems to sit on people's back, on the shoulder, whispering negative stuff, but they're very easy to clear and remove. But lots of people have them. And then for us, a type 2 would be a demonic entity that we would understand as that, really. And then a type 3 would be an ET, maybe like a reptilian or some other species of entity. And they're the bigger problem, basically, but we don't really see that many of them particularly. So that's kind of our version of what we class. I mean, that was what Terry graded things, because we would quite often be removing these entities from people, and Terry would be talking to the spirit guide, Chen, and saying, what is this thing? And Chen said, we don't even know. We can't even give you a name for it, because, you don't know what these things are called. They're coming from it's a different species of entity that's negative, but they're not reptilian. They're not the things that you understand, or the profile. But these things, like a mantis-like being and all sorts of other stuff. But he said there are thousands of these other entities that exist in different vibratory frequencies that live in the negative space, and they're basically what we're clearing and removing effectively. So in the end, the kind of agreement was Terry would just class them as type 1, 2, or 3, and that's how we would document it, and that's how Terry would do the statistical analysis based on someone that was schizophrenic, self-harming and suicidal would probably have a grade 3 or a grade 2 entity, but probably not a grade 1. But people that just had negative thoughts, were struggling with voices, the kind of lower level issues, always had a grade 1 entity at least, but also probably discarnate spirits, maybe cursing in the field, maybe occult symbology. So there's a whole list of things that we would be looking to clear.